Happy Saturday afternoon. Well, I'm not gonna say happy. We're doing this today. It's early. We just did a video Thursday after we lost a friend in recovery to an overdose. Feel free to watch that one. It's gonna touch on a lot of the stuff that we are feeling now, but about a day later, we lost another one. It was close to all of us, close to the community. So we're gonna talk today about reiterating some of the shit we brought up, because this is no joke. This is killing people on a regular basis, and you may not get another chance. And it's a sad thing, man. People losing their fathers, their sons, their brothers, their sisters, their daughters, their wives, their husbands. I go on and on and on to get the point. And those people are gone, and the people still here have to move on. And it's a fucking hard thing. We're all taking it pretty hard. Obviously, we have two people we cared about in 2 days. And this happens more than it has to, more than it should. And we're going to spend a little time talking about a couple things. You want to take off from there?
Yeah, my name is Santino, for those who do watch. Maddie said we did a video the other day, just 2 days ago, about one individual that we had lost, and we based it on connection and the war that kind of goes on with our minds when it comes time to make that decision to jump off the ledge, so to speak, and try using drugs or drinking or whatever it is again, and then not even by the next morning another guy died. So we're not in here and on this right now. I know I said this a couple days ago about for likes and stuff like that. Like, this is real life for us. And we were urged to do this today because of the emotions a lot of us are feeling, and we just felt like it was important. We are no gurus, and we're nobody to tell anybody how to run their lives. We're only talking from our own experience. And this shit is real, man. It's not a game. It's not a game, and people are dying, and it hurts, and it sucks, and it's fucked up. These are real people with real lives, and we are real people with real lives. And we're not celebrities or nothing like that. We're not on a big screen and doing movies and shit like that. We're normal guys. He's a union iron worker, if you don't mind me saying. I work in a fucking warehouse, so we are nobody special, And on top of that, we're addicts. We're addicts, and it has stunted any type of growth I know I've had. And these guys aren't dying from old age. These guys are dying from heroin.
The last two, in their early 30s, right?
Early 30s. And they both had kids. The one a couple days ago had a son that he fought for custody to get back. And then he had twins after getting clean. And then the gentleman that died yesterday, he had, I want to say 3 kids. I could be wrong.
I believe you're right.
I could be wrong. So this really sucks. This is fucked up. And, I don't know what we have to do, because we're just two guys.
Steven had to work today, so that's why we're doing this on our own.
Right. And Steve was good friends with both of them.
Very good friends with
both of them.
I'm sure he'll touch on when he's here next time, too.
Right. So I don't know, man. Just love the people around you. If you're an addict and you're in that dark moment, and I've been in that dark moment plenty of times, to where you feel like you're so alone that there's nobody you could talk to, or even let's go past that the shit has already gotten to your head to where you're not even gonna pick up the phone. Now, here's the scary part. These guys were in that moment, and they didn't pick up the phone, and now they're dead. They don't get a chance at detox. They don't get a chance at anything. They're not on life support where they possibly could pop out of it. They're dead.
It's over.
They're dead. So,
this, it's something, it's all too real, and I've seen it all too much, and I'm sure it's probably not going to stop, but if it can slow down, that'd be a great thing. And like you said, we're 2 guys, 3 guys, trying to do our best in the community where we talk to people at the rehabs. We're doing this. But, and I know there's a dark place you get to. And when I died, which I referenced last time, I tried to die because I didn't think there was any other fucking way out. And obviously there was, because my life looks a lot different these days, and that was fucking 4 years ago when that happened. So, there is a way out. Like, I know when you get in that spot, you don't see it. I didn't see it. I really didn't. And, picking up the phone, fuck, I mean, even if it's get online, man, there's so many places you can go to get a little help or support, even if it's somebody you don't know. If it's a pride thing and you don't want to fucking talk to the people that, because you feel like you're fucking up again, find somebody. I don't give a fuck who it is, There's meetings everywhere, which I know I talked about. Like, if you, nothing else, man, there's AA, NA, CA, HA, all over the goddamn world, somewhere near you. I guarantee it. Yeah. You can Google it for your zip code and find shit.
Exactly. No, right. There's plenty of resources and there's plenty of things to do. Unless you're completely new to us and you have no idea what to do, that's one thing. But if, even then, there's still there's resources for everybody, especially today, especially after COVID hit. After COVID hit, everything went online. Honestly, an addict or an alcoholic, unless they're dead out there in the street, they really, we have so many options at our fingertips right now for damn near everything. We don't even have really an excuse anymore, other than you want to get high in that moment. Yeah. But in that,
let's talk. Was the truth for me plenty of times.
And it was the truth for me. And I want to talk about that for a second, because me and Maddie were talking before we, before we hit record on this, about these two gentlemen, one in particular, about not being able to get past his past.
Yeah.
Not being able to make peace with things that have happened. I relate all too well. All too well, man. All too well. I know what it's like to hate myself for my past, the decisions I made, the people I hurt, hurting my mother, hurting the ones around me, my daughter, things like that, and not being able to get past it to the point that you want to die yourself. And it doesn't have to be like that. You got other guys around you that understand wholeheartedly where that can go, and what the possibilities are if you could get past it. And I'll say this, and I know I try to bring this up with almost every video, at least touch on what AA and NA does for people, and 12 steps and stuff like that. And I'm not a big book thumper. I'm not a 12-step goer, really.
I don't do it at all, but I think it's great shit.
Right, but I agree with it. I agree with it because I have in the past, and I've seen what it could do. But they've got steps to go by, and part of those steps, you are healing your past with that. And for a different avenue, guys like us, we're trying to heal our past by right living, which again, what the 12 steps do too. So I know for me, and I know Maddie can definitely relate with his 4 years, the more he's done the right things, the more he's been able to deal with his past. I feel safe by saying.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And you get, the more right things, it's funny and it's odd, and maybe it's not odd. More opportunities come that you can do better things for yourself and your family and other people.
Right.
And I know we've had this conversation before as far as the dwelling on the past hurt and stuff. Yeah. The only way that gets better, and I know we've had this talk a few times, is by doing better now.
Right.
What the time you can control is right now.
Right.
And maybe tomorrow, but I don't even think that far ahead other than what I'm gonna do tomorrow, maybe. But if you make today better, everything from here on out gets better, including the people you might have hurt, including the people maybe you need to mend some shit with.
Yeah.
That gets better over time.
Yes.
But it does take time, and it takes doing the right thing over time.
Time takes time, right? You know what I mean? Time takes time. And
consistency over time goes farther than anything, I think.
Right. And I gotta be really honest, since last night, I had to go to a going away party last night, and I tried to force myself to put a smile on and everything after what had happened, and I was with normal people that have normal lives and stuff like that, which is it doesn't make sense to us. we're not normal, so it's different for us. But anyway, I had to force myself to be part of and put on a smile, and I did. I enjoyed myself by the end of the night. But I woke up this morning and I was so turned around. One thing, I don't stay up late anymore. So when I did that, I was all thrown off. The second thing is I was drinking Red Bulls at 11:30 at night, so that threw me off. But anyway, I wake up early this morning and I'm thinking about all this crap. I'm thinking about these guys dying, and I've been so spun out. I'm really not sure where I'm going with this, other than the fact that
you have people to talk to, though.
Right.
Right. And so have I. You're obviously us together, but you know, like people in this community. And sometimes you got, I don't know, I find like sometimes even when you don't want to be strong for the people around you, that's the best thing you can do.
Right.
And I mean, I know I fucking broke down on a fucking live video yesterday, and it's not easy, man. And it's gonna happen because this shit comes and goes. For the way I handle it anyway, like I'll feel okay about it, and then I'll fucking just want to bawl my eyes out, and then I'll want to be pissed as fuck.
Right. Right.
There's ways to deal with. Yesterday, I fucking went and front squatted it out of my fucking system for a while, felt better for a while, and then I wanted to tear up, and then I got angry, like, why the fuck does this keep happening to people? Right. But it does.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I try to use things in productive action these days. You know, I get angry or upset or emotional about something. I try to put that into something that's going to be good for me and maybe switch my mindset a little bit.
Right.
Like working out for me, it works, you know, or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and a friend of both of ours who I talked to this morning, who actually pushed the idea of this video today, basically said that in so many ways. So what are you gonna do to get past what you're feeling right now? You know, what are you going to do to be productive through the day? And that was what I had to focus on. From that phone call until now, that was what I focused on. I was able to come to the treatment center here, get the guys in the gym, do stuff like that. Most important, I had to be around people. And here, again, let's reiterate what we talked about the other day. Connection. If you don't have connection, we will be doing a video about somebody else. Or you guys could be doing it about me. And I don't want that, man. I just don't.
No.
It's just sad.
The connection is there, but you have to fucking use it. That's why we give our information every time. I mean, even if you out there that do know us or don't know us, it doesn't matter. You know, like Messenger's right there. Like, and if you don't want to talk to people you know, because I know we all have pride, we all have egos, and we don't want to fucking be like, man, I'm having a hard time. But fucking, we all do have hard times. Mm-hmm. And I've done it with guys who've, you know, I've met on Instagram and on here that have messaged me and wanted some help with anything, whether it's fitness shit or like getting in shape after getting in recovery, or just wanted to talk because they don't have support and I give them ideas. I will do that for any fucking buddy in the world, man. Like, just use it.
Yeah.
I know it's easier said than done, but if it's gonna keep you alive another day, do it.
Yeah. And here, I'll say this too. We talked about the other day in the video that kids and jobs or whatever was never enough reason for anybody to stop using or stop drinking or whatever. Both these guys had kids.
Yep.
And it didn't stop them. So, you know, Maddie posed a question before that last video ended. You know, if you want to challenge that, go ahead, feel free. Feel free to challenge that and see how good that works out, because it didn't work for these guys because they're both fucking dead and they both had kids.
I mean, everybody I know that's doing well, I mean, you have other stuff outside of your kids.
Right.
Like we did say it last time, your kids matter a fucking lot.
Absolutely.
Being a good father or mother,
Right.
you know,
Right.
is it fucking, yeah, does that matter? A fuck ton. That's a huge piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Like you were saying the other day, but there's a lot of, if to be really fulfilled and want to keep moving forward, you have to do some things for yourself too, and for other people. Like we do this shit with the guys here.
Right.
That matters to us. Whatever it's going to be for you doesn't matter, but
No.
you got to figure out things that are going to make you feel right about the way you're heading in life.
Yeah.
And that helps, because then those darker moments are not going to overtake you quite so quickly.
Right.
Because you'll remember, fuck, man, I have a lot of things I do that matter
That
to
matter.
me and to other people.
Right.
And if I fucking fuck off everything because I don't feel right, I'm not just fucking me, I'm fucking everybody else. But when it comes down to it, you're going to destroy yourself. And what good does that do for any of the people around you that do matter to you?
Right.
And I know these guys' kids matter to them.
Yes.
A lot.
No, they did. I know for a fact they did. Right. But you know, everything he's talking about, you know what that creates? That creates self-love.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, which most addicts don't have, we don't have self-love. We've done so much shit out there that we feel so miserable about ourselves and about our lives. It is hard for us to love ourselves. So everything that he just got talking about, that gets created by right living. That gets created by putting one foot in front of the other and going towards a goal and pursuing something in your life, which I don't know a whole lot about. I'm learning. I'm definitely learning. I definitely feel like I'm in a better spot now than I have been in a long time. But that can all change in one bad fucking decision. So, you know, that self-love is so important. We talked about that the other night. At alumni, we talked about that.
How
You
it's
know,
working.
yeah, no, right. We talked about that, and one of the people in it, it was being compared to the guy that died to another guy in the room who has acquired that self-love, and how he wasn't so willing to throw his life down the toilet, where this guy did, and he died. So
a lot of doc wisdom is what I heard for that.
basically, pretty much.
We've all got a lot of that, and it's all changed our lives. For
Right.
me, I know for both of us,
Right.
everybody that comes through here in some way or another.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's real shit. Like when I sat in rehab fucking 3.5 years ago, here, well, not here, but the other building,
Yeah.
I was full of self-loathing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's taken a long time to slowly build out of that and realize my self-worth and the fact that I am worth the fuck, and I can have some self-love because I'm not a worthless fuckhead like I
Right.
thought I was.
Right.
You know? And I don't even think any of us were at those times. We just made bad choices upon bad choice, and it took us fucking places we never intended to go.
Right.
But the only way you fix it is by fucking getting it right today.
Yeah. And here, like what I was saying before, you know, I didn't want to do anything today. I wanted to sleep. And here's its reality. I wouldn't have slept. I would have just laid there and I'd have self-loathed. I would have sat there and felt sorry for shit that is completely out of my control. So I forced myself. I got up. First off, I had to take my daughter to softball practice. So I didn't force that. I had to do that. I wanted to do that, right? That's part of me giving not only her love, that gives me self-love because it fulfills me as a man. It fulfills me as a man. It fulfills me as a father. So that's one thing. Second thing, I didn't want to come here to work the guys out, but I did it. Not only does it help them, it helps me. And again, it
Helps
gives
me because
exactly.
I need somebody to
Exactly right. But that too gives me self-love. Doing this isn't always just giving back to you guys. It gives back to us, which again is self-love. So thank you, Mr. Fisher, for pushing us to do this.
Yeah.
Really, because I was feeling this shit today and I didn't know how to channel it. And if I don't know if I would have had that phone call, I don't know if I'd have called you and been like, maybe we should do this,
Right.
So
I mean, I was going around the topic of Mr. Fisher. I will thank him for a lot of things over the last 3.5 years.
yeah.
Man's made a big difference, especially when I first got out of rehab, my first 6 months. I don't know if I would have made it without him and some of his advice, man. Honestly, I really don't.
Right.
And even over the last few, when I need him, he's there. And he's a very successful human being, and he understands how to do shit.
Yes.
He's always willing to help. You don't want anything from it except to see other people do well.
And here's the beauty about him. He's logical, and he's going to tell you exactly what you don't want to hear. And we all need somebody like that in our lives. So
I did a reading. I'll share this too. I sent it to you guys this morning from Discipline Equals Freedom. I got 2 books. I like to skim a few. Well, the Daily Stoics is the daily reading anyway. Discipline Equals Freedom is a book, but it's like 2 or 3 pages on each topic. Destroyer Mode, which sounds crazy, but all it really is about is using logic and emotion to get where you want to go. Where logic fails, use fucking emotion. Where emotion fails you, use fucking logic.
Right.
If you can find a balance of that shit, you're gonna get somewhere. And I have spent the last 3 years fucking figuring that out, and I don't have it down perfectly, but I'm a whole lot better than I used to be.
right.
I mean, just throwing that out there. It's a good book, honestly, for anybody. It's a very easy, short read. Discipline Equals Freedom, Jocko Willink. It's a good how-to manual on how to just live better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about discipline, but honestly, discipline's made my life fucking 100 times better because I had none before.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just, please do not discount the seriousness of this fucking disease.
Right.
I mean, addiction, and whether it's heroin or cocaine now, both are cut with fentanyl, man. The next time you do it might be the fucking last time you do anything. Nobody wants to see that. And I don't think the people that do it want to see it. And I mean, there was times when I would shoot up either one of them and I thought, I don't give a fuck if I die or not.
Right.
But you know what? If I was fucking laying there dying, I would have gave a fuck.
Yeah.
So it's the attitude isn't for real.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. I said and thought those things, but I'm sure if
You
I was
didn't
laying
fit.
there ODing, I would have fucking been like, I just want to live.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. You know what? I want to share a quick story on that real quick.
Yeah,
You know, and I have had 2 fatal overdoses. Both was due to fentanyl in the heroin. But I want to talk about the last one just real quick. You know, the last one, when it happened, I wanted to die in the moment that I was using, but like he said, I didn't want to die. You know what I mean? I wanted to die because I felt so miserable what would happen. Well, when my family was called to the hospital, My body went septic. All my organs shut down. My heart had stopped. My lungs stopped working. My kidneys stopped working. I was blown up like a balloon because I basically had backup for my kidneys not functioning.
I saw that picture.
Right, right. So the phone call that my daughter's mother got was they needed somebody to come to the hospital to make medical decisions for me because I wasn't going to make it through the night. When they got there, they told my family verbatim that my heart stopped, my organs stopped working, my brain was poisoned, and my bloodstream was filled with acid. That was heroin with fentanyl use. On that floor that night, there were 4 people in ICU, and I was the only one that lived. Now think about that for a second. That's what you're using. That's what you're using. The people out there that are deciding to try it one more fucking time when they go to the west side or wherever the fuck you're going to get it, that's the shit you're getting. So think about that. I want you guys to think about that.
Out here, not that a year and a half or 2 ago, it was in cocaine. It killed a half dozen people.
That's right.
On top of, I think, more than a dozen going to the hospital over it.
Right.
Well, you don't even know if it's in your fucking cocaine.
No.
And the day I died, I said I was trying to kill myself. It had fentanyl, it had heroin and cocaine in the shit I got.
You shared that story last night.
Because they did the tox screen.
Yeah, right.
You know, and I was like, motherfucker. When I woke up, my first reaction was I was pissed off I was still alive.
Yeah.
It lasted about 30 seconds. And I was like, fuck that, I'm not pissed off, but I got to figure out why the fuck I'm here and do something about it. And that was kind of the beginning of shit.
Right.
I moved away from here. I tried to get together. I didn't. I came home. Then I need to go to rehab, and that's, you know, whatever, man. But like this shit, you don't know what you're getting, and you know, like it is fucking literal Russian roulette, especially with cocaine and heroin, because there is fentanyl and all that shit.
Right. Other than the fact that your heart will blow up or whatever will happen, you're basically putting poison.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die eventually.
One way or another, whether it's right now or later.
Yeah.
It is going to shorten what you have here on Earth. And I don't think anybody really wants that when it comes down to it. So, I don't know, like you said, and use the resources. We'll give ours, you know, the Brothers in Arms page.
Facebook page, that's a men's recovery page. Again, I always say this, it's strictly for men. Men need a place to come to feel vulnerable because we don't want to admit we're vulnerable, but it's the place for it. So, men's Facebook page, recovery page called Brothers in Arms, all forms of recovery, all forms of addiction. And my Facebook is Santino Tagli, Santino Tagli. And you want to go ahead?
My personal Facebook is Matthew with 2 T's, McCullough, McCullough. You know, if you're having trouble, if you want to have a conversation, I know you were down, you know, send me a message. I'll be happy to, you know, debate whatever the fuck with you or talk with you, whatever. My Instagram is Reverend_Body Vandal CEO. Same thing. And I try to post on, you know, recovery shit every day, whether it's directly about recovery or it's about fitness or it's about some other topic. It all relates, at least in my mind. So be happy to, you know, watch the stories, hit me up, whatever it's gonna take, man. If you're having trouble, just reach out.
Right.
You know, and like you said, we talked about other stuff. There's online resources. There's things out there, and honestly, nobody wants to do it. But if you're in that bad a spot, if you tell a psych ward you want to die, they will take you in.
Shit, they're gonna come and get you.
Yeah.
The ambulance will come. I know an ambulance will come and get you because they come and got me. So
even if you don't want to die, but you're fucked up in the head and you don't want to do anything worse where you might die, it's an option, and then you can go to detox from there.
Right.
You know, and I know nobody wants to hear that shit, but you know what? It happens, and people have fucking made it. I can think of one person I know right now doing pretty well. I think he's 6 months in that fucking went that route, and he's doing great.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I want to say one last thing before we end. Our stories that we share, these aren't badges of honor.
No.
Okay? These aren't, oh, hey, look at me. I lived through this and give me a fucking trophy. That's not it. This is our story because this is what we've been through, and we are still sitting here being able to share it with you. It's real life for us, like we said before, and this matters to us. This is why we do this. So that's it. I just threw it out with that.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. You know, thanks everybody that subscribed. Has commented a lot lately.
Yeah.
We really appreciate
we do.
the feedback.
We do.
And, you know, like I always say, even if it's criticism, put it up there because it will help make things better. Maybe it will help somebody else in a better way later. So that matters too. But that's it for today. We'll be back Thursday with the normal thing. Actually, I think maybe Friday. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
We'll debate that. We'll have something this week. But this is serious shit, and just take it seriously that way, because we don't want to bury any more people we know, and I'm sure everybody out there that watches this feels the same way, man.
Yeah.
You don't want your family burying you either.
Yeah.
So everybody have a great Easter.
Yeah. Happy Easter.
And take care, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Yeah, I'm fucking horrible with this thing. The old-fashioned way.